Getting to know you, getting to know all about you.
Howdy. Today I'm with Tori and Corey Smith, who are unrelated, but are married, and have been for about 5 years now, and have 4 children together, or between them. They both grew up in blended families, are now in a blended family, so they are acutely aware of the blessings and challenges that come with that, as family is a very important part of who they are, or at least to Tori. Corey's coming around.
One day.
They're both originally from Ohio, something that's round on the sides and high in the middle. Corey is from Cleveland, and Tori from near Cincinnati. Corey has been in the military for 17 years and is currently the flight chief for his CSS, and Tori is a flight commander. They've been stationed in England and Beale together, but before that, Corey was stationed in Long Beach, California, Columbus, Ohio, Tyndall, or Panama City, Florida, and Altus, which is in Oklahoma. Before joining, his first job was as a busboy when he was 14 at the local Irish restaurant O'Malley's. And while in the military, his favorite job has been as a MEPS liaison. Before commissioning, Tori got her bachelor's in French from American University, and her first job was running the Indonesia branch of a nonprofit organization that sends volunteer English teachers to developing countries. And her favorite job, aside from being a flight commander, of course, has been teaching English as a second language, which she did in Indonesia. And by the way, she speaks Indonesian. So I guess English comes naturally to them, you could say, because independently from each other, they both claimed grammar as their hidden talent. Wordsmith, anyone?
Or nerds.
Nerds. Just mainly nerds.
Nerds.
Mainly nerds. Grammar nerds, though.
Grammar nerds. So as far as hobbies go, aside from grammar, Tori enjoys spending time with her family, traveling foreign languages, board games, and bad movies. Although she admits that something quirky about her is that she will fall asleep during most movies. And even if she doesn't fall asleep, she often won't even remember having seen the movie.
It's so bad.
So perhaps you simply enjoy naps and zoning out on the couch.
Maybe that's it.
Corey's hobbies include gaming, tattoos, and two-wheeled vehicles, which explains why he would want invincibility if he could have any one superpower, because his love of motorcycles has gotten him banged up fairly nicely over the years.
Mainly legs.
Mainly legs.
Mainly legs.
Stone about the ground in a large, heavy vehicle being smashed between the two. Who knew?
It's a bad recipe.
Danger, speed. So between the two of them, they like a good mix of indie, emo, trance, K-pop, and Americana music. I'll let you decide who likes which. Something that they wish they were better at, Corey says organization, and for Tori, anything artistic. She says that her lack of artistic ability is embarrassing. Something that my kids would say about their mother as well. Hope she's not watching. I love you, sweetheart. She's going to laugh at that because I never call her sweetheart. Life goals include, for Tori, she wants to travel to all 7 continents. She's got 4 down so far. And she wants to become a FAO and raise competent, compassionate children. Alliteration, anyone? Which are all sensible goals.
Right.
Corey's goals are maybe more simple. He wants to retire and become a stay-at-home dad, which sounds amazing.
It does.
And I guess he can participate in raising competent, compassionate children.
And motorcycles.
And motorcycles. Are they compatible? Only time will tell. Something that they're proud of, but that doesn't normally come up in everyday conversation, is Tori lost 100 pounds many years ago, which is crazy. And Corey, when he was working in recruiting, he was able to get an applicant into the Air Force who was in a rough spot, to say the least, and who really needed what the Air Force could give her. So tell me a little bit more about that.
So when I first started recruiting, I had an applicant she was just a young 18-year-old girl, did not have much direction in life. She had just graduated high school. Nobody ever really pushed her in high school, so she didn't have great grades. She didn't have any super awesome college prospects. And she came into the recruiting office just looking for maybe an avenue that she could take. And after talking to her and asking her questions and finding out more about her, I found out that she had been kicked out of her mom's house because of an argument that they had gotten in, and she was living on the couch, or sleeping on the couch of just a dude that she knew, a friend's couch. And she came in wearing the only clothes that she had. She had literally nothing. Just did not have good prospects. And the friend's house that she was living in, she had to leave the house at certain times so that he could do his drug deals and stuff like that. So she was just in a really bad situation. And I really got to use my opportunity as a recruiter to really help her out of that situation. She was interested in the Air Force, but I really got to help her see that she really needed the Air Force at that time, just to, if for anything, or for nothing else, just to get her out of that situation. So we got to get her qualified. She took the ASVAB. She got medically qualified, was fully able to join the Air Force, and wanted to get her out of there as soon as possible. So we put her on a bus up to MEPS to do what we call quick ship, which is, she isn't going for a specific job, but it's not like open general, but she literally went to MEPS and waited for somebody across the nation to not ship to basic training. And somebody lost their job that day, and she got to take it, was qualified, and she took the job and left that day for basic training. So she went from one week being, where she was, not in a great situation, to, a week and a half later, she was in basic training, and it was really cool to be able to make that happen for her.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah,
because we've all got our stories of how we came into the military and in our basic training and whatnot, but we don't always have somebody that's cares about us and is looking out for us. But I know that you guys both have your stories of how you guys came in the military. And so, Tori, you came in OTS. You guys were already married, which is kind of an odd thing.
Yeah, we get side eyes all the time.
We do.
We kind of think it's fraternization here going on.
Sometimes we love freaking people out. It's usually like senior NCOs, though. Like chiefs. It's the best.
Yeah, it's about there was one at our last base that he was just like that super straight laced old school NCO, and when he found out that I was married to an officer, you could just see it in his eyes. He was just like, does not compute. It was so funny. It was so funny. It was the best. Yeah.
But to clarify, completely legal.
Yeah.
When we met, I was a civilian and he was a recruiter. By the time I joined, we were already married. So we had to sign a bunch of stuff. Like when I went to OTS, it was so weird. Like the whole thing was very strange, but perfectly legal.
Not only because I was enlisted, but also because I was a recruiter.
Yeah.
And
you were not my recruiter.
I was not your
recruiter. To clarify and confirm.
Yeah.
But really, you're just to blame for creating this.
True.
It's all his fault.
It's true. Yeah.
We wouldn't be here if not.
It's true.
Yeah. But I mean, you get your first salute. You get to give a first salute and receive a first salute.
That was amazing.
Yep.
That was amazing.
To get that from someone that you care about is awesome.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite memories, is him giving me my first salute. My son pinning on my bars. Oh, love it. My whole family watching. That was great.
It was awesome.
Yeah. So getting there, though, you were talking about being in OTS. Sounds like you had some fun experiences there.
So, fun, yeah. I was a little older when I went to OTS. I was 31, I think. So not your, fresh out of college, 22-year-old. Mm-hmm. So I felt a lot of pressure going in, right, to do well and to kind of be like the calm, amongst the younger generation, whatever. I was not the calm, though. Ooh, goodness. One of the responsibilities that we had was to be a flight leader. Each week we rotated through the different flight members, and our flights were small, 14 to 16 people. So we were responsible for marching those 14 to 16 people. And I could not get the hang of it. I'm not a very like spatial person. So I really struggled with that. And one of the things we had to do when marching was get our flight into the DFAC. And there was a turn you had to make. And if you missed the timing on the turn, even by just a little bit, you were going to miss the door. and march your flight right into the wall. And so naturally, the day that the OTS commandant comes to watch us is the day that I march my flight right into that wall. And that was terrifying. But God bless them. They just marched right there, just marched in place until I figured my stuff out, and
Great teammates.
oof, they were. It was excellent.
So did you get yelled at on the spot? Dropping,
gosh.
You had to do some push-ups.
No, at OTS they're much more like the disappointed dad, and they just make you feel like you're the worst person alive. How dare you march your flight into the wall? You're useless.
You've offended everything there is to, everything about me. Every fiber of me is offended.
But they do it so skillfully that you don't even know it's happening. Like, you don't even feel upset at first, but then you think about what they've said and you're just like, what am I doing? I gotta get my stuff together.
I'm never going to hack it as a lieutenant.
Nope, never gonna make it. Turns out I did A-okay. I did okay.
And here you are now,
Here I am,
a commander
Still
of a
in-
flight.
still in the Air Force. Yeah, so that was fun.
Oh, that's awesome. We've been there. We've been there. What about you, Corey? What about your experience in basic?
Oh man, so, I mean, everybody has their basic training stories, but probably one of the ones that stands out the most for me is when we were also marching, and none of this really had to do with me. I just kind of watched it happen, and it's just one of the funniest stories for me from basic. Was we were all marching out on the drill pad, and it was really hot. I went to basic training in September, so it was still hot in Texas, and our TI had made us, or had basically made it. I was going to say asked us, but he didn't.
They don't
The TI
ask.
doesn't ask you to do anything.
No.
TI made us put our canteens off to the side, so we all took off our canteens. But someone that day didn't come with a canteen, and nobody had noticed. But we had all taken them off. We did our thing. We all did our marching, and then at the end of our drill session, they had us all pick up our canteens again. And somebody, the person who didn't bring their canteen, picked up someone else's, and so someone who initially came with a canteen now did not have one. So he went up to the training instructor and asked, Sir Trainee Jones, whatever his name was, Sir Trainee Jones reports as ordered, have you seen my canteen? And the TI was not quite so much like the
Gentle.
OTS folks are. This was in 2003, so they're all hooting, hollering, screaming, cursing. And in your best imaginative TI voice that you can think of, because I'm not going to do it, basically said, why, Trainee Jones, why would I have your canteen? Why would you think I would have? I'm as likely to have your canteen as that telephone pole over there. You know what? Go ask the telephone pole if the telephone pole has seen your canteen, and don't forget your reporting statement. So this guy goes up to this telephone pole. Telephone pole, Trainee Jones reports as ordered. Have you seen my canteen? And then he just stands there and waits. Nothing happened.
Oh, the telephone
Obviously,
pole didn't tell him,
It didn't
huh?
tell him where it
Weird.
was. It's crazy.
Telephone pole's a jerk.
But so the TI was like, well, telephone pole doesn't have the answer. Go ask the tree. So he made this trainee go walk up to 4 or 5 different inanimate objects, give his reporting statement, and ask if that inanimate object had seen the canteen. And obviously, it was didn't get any answers. It was really funny to watch. Again, it didn't really involve me. I was just watching it happen. It was hilarious.
But they didn't find the canteen.
Never found the canteen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the telephone pole had it and just didn't want to say
whole time.
anything.
Yeah, so actually, it came up on Amnesty Day. I don't know if you guys had Amnesty Day in OTS.
No.
So in basic training, we had Amnesty Day, which was at the end of basic training. We've all graduated. We're all airmen now. We're getting ready to graduate and see our families tomorrow. That day is Amnesty Day, where we all talk about all the crazy stuff that happened or things that we tried to hide from the TI. That's when it came out. Was
Oh, the person
airman,
fessed
the
up?
person fessed up and said,
It was me.
It was me. I forgot
was
my canteen
me.
that day. And that's when it came out. It was the best.
What a jerk.
Yeah,
That's funny.
what a jerk. Good times though.
Integrity first, sometimes.
Sometimes.
Or integrity second, apparently.
Integrity when
At
when
Amnesty
convenient.
Day.
Integrity on Amnesty Day.
Yeah. I didn't know you guys didn't have Amnesty Day.
No.
Oh man.
We talked about all that stuff, just throughout OTS, though.
Good times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, thanks for sharing. So as you can see, the Smiths are a very enjoyable couple to talk to. And they have many more stories, so I encourage you to go and find them. Maybe ask Corey about the time he was lost in Cleveland. maybe ask, Tori how she lost 100 pounds or what she was thinking or how she got to that. So her superpower that she would want is to not have to sleep. So maybe you can ask her about what she would do with that extra time. Well, she's a mother, so we can probably all guess.
And a flight commander.
Or ask them how they met.
Oh.
So, but anyway, thanks for being here with us, and you all have a great day.
Bye.
Getting to like you, getting to hope you like me.
Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you haven't already gathered, the whole point of these things is to hopefully get to know each other a little better. We want to make more of these, and if you're a willing participant and would like to be a featured interviewee, please reach out to me. Take care.